على وشك كمان التسفيه، لأن احنا بنصارع مصارعة من أجل البقاء.
It was our free choice, our moral preference, not to compel ourselves to be the rulers of another people.
I believe that it is a great moment for us, for the Palestinian people. But it is only a small step toward coming back to our home.
كانوا عرب الجايين هان قد من الخمسينات، وكان هان في معالي دميم 7 أبيار ماء بيسكن جميع العشيرة هان طول الوقت ما بيخلصن.
فيش لنا راض احنا هون، يعني من الهجرة 48 واحنا على عند الناس ساكنين في أراضيهم، بناخذ أرض عقسم منهم، بنفلح الأرض وبنعطيهم كوم واحنا بناخذ كوم.
يا ساقي يا بالقرعان حوشز بيت النسوان. بقت الدنيا كويسة، بحس الخلا أحسن. لو ما كان بيتعب بيقول أحسن الحياة.
Peace is more difficult. Can we do it? This is the real challenge which we are facing. Yes, we will do it. We will do it. We will do it.
The Prime Minister stated very clearly that there will be no additional confiscation of land in Jerusalem for building purposes.
Whatever areas that we will decide for peace to vacate, I will not ask the Israeli settlers to stay there.
Beyond the horizon of the place we lived when we were young, in a world of magnets and miracles, our thoughts strayed constantly and without boundary. The ringing of the division bell had begun.
Politics is trading in the commodity of hope, and when hope disappears, then politics collapses.
This land, if it is a governmental land, so governmental land is to give services for the people, for the Palestinian people here, and not for anyone else. This government, by asking the Palestinian Bedouins to leave this place, to continue building for the settlers in this area, this is something else that we must talk about, and this is another sign to what kind of peace we are talking.
You can't just let anybody settle on state-owned land. If you pitch up a tent and decide to live here, the authorities will come and remove you.
I'm standing in a place called Bir Maskoub, which is translated as the Moscow Well. And it's midway between Jerusalem and Jericho, but just up there is the largest Israeli settlement on the West Bank. We're in the center of the West Bank now. This is Ma'ale Adumim, and it's constantly expanding. There's a military post on the other side of this hill. For the last several days, they've been living without shelter, and their plight is, well, I think the only word for it is tragic, is disastrous. And this, in essence, is the Palestinian tragedy, that daily uprootings, daily evictions, daily destruction of property and homes takes place, and people are powerless to do anything about it.
The territory we are negotiating about is virtually uninhabited by Palestinians. There are only a few thousand Bedouins that roam about. Yet this land is the canvas on which thousands of years of Jewish history have been etched. And it has powerful implications for our security.
The people here have received dozens of orders to move. We arranged an alternative site for these people, a site which has water, a site that gives them the opportunity to start to build.
Peace settlement should be based upon understandings which are good for us and good for the other side. And that is going to be our major effort. And of course Israel will be very careful in its demand that the Palestinian side will implement all its obligations that has been decided and agreed in the Oslo Agreement, in the Hebron Agreement.
I think it's burying the peace process and the future of these two peoples. I think it's a suicide action from the Israelis because they are making suicide in this way. And they have already, which I am not crying for the Bedouins anymore, I am crying for people who have lost their humanity.
The world has taken very little notice of this, and I must say, it's very, very hard for me to stand here talking about it when I see my own people going through this endless Calvary. Look, I mean, the little bits of plastic, the little logs, the bit of railing here, a tin can crushed here. These are the atoms out of which the tragedy of Palestine is constructed every day, every minute, every hour for 50 years, and it's continuing. And we hear about the peace process, but who is protecting, who is giving these people peace?
Our weary eyes still stray to the horizon. Go down this road we've been so many times. The grass was green.